What non-sexual fantasies do you have? Sometimes when I'm out in the woods I'm really tempted to get as lost as I can. Or when I'm driving to just keep going. Not because I hate my life. But because if I could start over somewhere where no one knew me I would. Wife worked with a guy who missed the exit to the job and kept going. Drive about 2 hours. Checked into a hotel and slept for like 2 days. Told his wife. But the job lost their minds. Came back. Quit engineering and sold suits for a year or so. Ex-boss would come in and try to get him back. Took 3 or so hires to replace him. Whenever I think about that it is time for a new job. Holy yes, that's a way to do it. He was probably just feeling a bit unmotivated. And if it took 3 people to replace him, I would be willing to bet he was overworked and underpaid. Turns out they should have tripled his pay it looks like. Pause the time and have few hours more for my job. Assignment. Sleep etc etc etc. We all need a click remote with a pause button. Nothing else. Just the pause. Please. I've had quite a few Zoom meetings recently where fast forward would be a treat. The one advantage of having a toddler. When the meeting gets dull, I just say sorry guys. Need to drop off. Everyone assumes I'm tending to my kid. Maybe your colleagues just accept you don't bring much to the table. Having a home theater. The kind that actually look like mini movie theaters. And are only found in multi-million-dollar homes. For some reason. I think about it a lot. It would just be sick to invite loved ones over to watch our favorite movies and fool around. As if we were in an actual theater. I'm in. If you ever get one. Did you read the part about fooling around? Did he stutter? Have that perfect day by doing a bunch of different things with someone I can connect with on a deep level. I have a couple of friends. They're in a relationship together with whom I've had experiences like this. We went to Vegas on July 4th. We went to the Santa Monica Pier and hung out on the beach all day earlier this month. We are trying to plan a trip somewhere fun once this pandemic dies down. Maybe Miami. We are not wealthy people. I'm 30. My buddy is 23 and his girlfriend is 21. They both interact with me like I'm their cool older brother or something. It feels nice. I haven't had a connection like this with people my age at all. My ex used to get pissed that I was hanging out with 2 people 7 to 9 years younger than me. She just doesn't understand. I hope you and everyone who upvoted and commented under you experience this with some cool ass people someday. Best of luck. Hey, it's completely normal to have that age gap in all sorts of relationships. Especially past 20. My best friend is 30. His girlfriend is 36. I'm 24 and my girlfriend is 20. Pre-COVID we used to hang out all time. Being able to fly, not in a plane. Just me. I don't even care about flying. But I imagine having wings all the time. Ugh, same. When I was a kid I was obsessed with all the Maximum Ride books because I wanted wings like the kids in that series. I used to think when I grew up if get tattoos on my back but thankfully I grew out of that desire lol. Still want wings though. Also used to wish dragons were real. Savings. No debt. Being able to retire one day. From what job? Oh. Also the fantasy that I'll make a wage commensurate with what I actually contribute to the company I work for. Paid equal value to your labor? Sounds like you hate America. Strolling into the Vatican archives whenever I please to read whatever I want. You interested in manuscripts? Yes. Totally into source documents of any time that give glimpses into our actual history. You'll be amazed at what local universities have on private display. Call them up and ask for a tour. Most librarians are happy to chat about their collections. This is actually a cool idea and I might have to do it sometime. Especially since I just started college, it might be a bit easier with my student status. A bathtub that is deep enough the water covers my boobs and me knees and is long enough I can lay flat on the bottom. I was staying in corporate housing for a while and the apartment I was in had a bathtub big enough that I could lie flat on my back without bending my knees. I'm 6'2". I took a bath every goddamn day. Where did you happen to get the make? I didn't. Sorry, it was in the Marquis Oaks apartment complex in Grapevine, Texas. The place I'm currently buying has a pretty big tub too. If it's big enough for me, I'll PM you the make. You're awesome. My husband is 6'5". He will appreciate you too. I desperately want to have a family and have all my childhood's friends be their uncles and aunties. Just us in the same city or town. I'm an immigrant to the UK from Hong Kong, and even though English is my first language, all my friends are spread over 3 continents, and I worry that my children will not understand my culture. I do not want to be that weird dad, and I miss my friends. Hope everything works out well for you. It will be. I'm just sad that we will never go back to Hong Kong. Why do that when you can be safe in the West? Honestly, it must suck being somebody from Hong Kong. You're basically faced with the choice of fighting a lost battle with a world superpower or leaving behind everything and everyone you know. We have known this for decades. There is a reason why London, Toronto, Vancouver, LA, San Francisco or anywhere in the West is full of us. We wanted different passports. The poorer people set up restaurants, the wealthier ones had larger businesses and better jobs. But when the wealthy got passports they came back to HK. That coming back is over. I'm upper middle class. So the upset is mainly that we thought we had more time, and from then we thought it was going to get more liberal. That didn't happen. None of us are gonna go back. 8 hours of sleep. Reading this when my alarm is set for 4 hours from now, and I feel so called out, been alternating between staring at the ceiling and my phone for the past 3 hours. Hey, wake up. It's been 4 hours. But felt like 10 minutes. I wish I was kidding. Same here. Actually having my life together. I'm a fucking mess. All grown-ups are just pretending to have their life together. It took me quite a while to figure this out. You will eventually get good at pretending this as well. I'm a psychologist and I can tell you that a lot of people have their lives together. The trick is to believe you are worthy of love and acceptance. Just the way you are now. It's unbelievably powerful. Right now it's just loading my truck up and disappearing into the woods for a week. I don't have a truck, but that sounds like fun. How y'all can join me? No thanks. I'm sure next week you will be using SCP-180 after a random stranger takes a trip with you into the woods. The hat. A TV with time travel capabilities. For example, I'd like to go 20 years into the future and watch the Super Bowl with no knowledge of what happened in between the present and that game. I just think it'd be cool to have my mind blown by everything that has changed. Sounds cool. Holding hands and cuddling with someone. Whoa there cowboy, he said nothing sexual. What next? Caring for each other. Being called with a cute nickname. Like a Thirsty W. Thirsty W certainly isn't the cutest nickname out there, but A for effort. Buying a house. Not even buying a house. Owning it outright without having to slog through a mortgage. I have this fantasy where my landlord wins Powerball. He's a lovely elderly Croatian man and just lets us keep the house we are in currently. It's a beautiful little place that would be perfect as a starter home. If we'd been around 20 years ago, that is. I don't need millions of dollars. Just a small place I can call my own and raise my family in. Every time I think we've got enough for a deposit, the prices have drifted just beyond our reach again. I absolutely love that your dream is someone else winning the lottery and you benefiting a bit too. Shows you have a great heart. I hope you get that dream. Haha, thank you so much for saying so. He really is a nice old man. He runs errands for his ex-wife and adult kids/grandkids on Wednesdays and used to visit his sister in the old age home on Saturdays before COVID. He just putters around fixing things for us when he notices there's something wrong. Our rent is basically what supports him and allows him to fix up his place. He lives behind us. Our place used to be dilapidated and he fixed it up bit by bit before renting it. And now fixing his house with the rent money we give him. He was proudly showing my husband the concrete he scored from Aldi, of all places, the other day. Brilliant. I bet you're really important to him in a way. I'm glad you're there to hear his old tales. Even about Aldi concrete, haha. Someone hugging me. A day where I don't have to do anything. No laundry. No work. Don't have to mow the yard or do dishes, etc. Food will be delivered. I can just lay on the couch, browse Reddit and Twitter, and just enjoy the silence. I've managed to have a couple days like that. Let me tell you, they're as glorious as they sound. They're a once in a blue moon occurrence, but they're so worth it when they happen.